What is going on, my YouTube friends and EDC enthusiasts? Today I have a little bit of a different video. So I have the demko AD20.5 here in the slicer grind DLC 20CV. And I absolutely love demko. I love the AD20.5. I mean, I have the shortcut as well. Absolutely amazing things. The problem with this one is the action's a little not amazing. I think I know what caused it. So I figure if I fix it, why not just do it on a video and let you guys watch and see a breakdown of the demko itself. So to give you an idea, I have two. So this is my AD20.5 clip point, and you see when I hold it down, it just kind of swivels there. I think what happened is I put the bearings in the wrong way. So let's get it taken apart. Let's do a full breakdown of it just to give you an idea of the size and everything like that, and we'll get started. We're also going to be lubing it up. I use Lucas gun oil, so I'll show you for this knife specifically what I lube up and why. I got a new little tool set here. It's kind of overkill just for knives, but the body screws are going to be T6s, and I believe the pivot is a T9. I'll double check that here in a second. But that should be all you need, is a T6 and either a T8 or a T9. Let's find out. Okay, get that put away. All right, so first, the T6. Oh, wait, hang on. The T6. Okay. I love demkos. The shark lock is very impressive to me. I really like what they've done with it. Also, I'm going to put the screws on the magnet here so I don't lose them. I think the demko AD20.5 is probably one of the best compact knives out there, in my opinion. Not that it's the most compact thing in the world. Like its counterpart, the Shark Cub, obviously is going to be a lot smaller. That was just a little too small for my hands. The demko was my favorite carry of all time. It was in my pocket every day until I bought my hinge rotor clip, so a little bit of a bigger, beefier knife. But I still carry my demko. And honestly, I would carry this one all the time if the action was better, which is hence why I'm trying to fix it today. So this screw's being a little bit of a pain. Let me get the rest of the body screws out and I'll be right back. Okay, I got 5 of the 6 body screws out. This one's kind of giving me some issues. I'll show you what it's doing. It's if you see there, it's spitting that spacer in there, so I'll show you how to fix that here in just a second. But next, we're going to take off the pivot. The scales will not come off until the pivot's taken off, so like I said, I'm going to try a T9 first. If it's not a T9, then it's a T8, but I'm pretty sure the T9 grip's a little better on these pivots. Oh yeah, see? No issues. Okay, that's off. We'll put that over there. And then the best way for me to do it is just poke it through using your screwdriver, because one side's the show side, one side's the actual pivot side. Okay, let's put these over here. Okay. Now, let's flip it over. You can see everything's already trying to come undone. So let's carefully work off the G10 scales, because I do not want to ruin the shark lock and lose a spring. I've already done that once, and I really don't want to do it again. Thankfully, oh, look how dirty that is. I'm going to go grab something to clean this up as well. 1 second. All right, so I'm going to use a microfiber towel and Windex to clean it. I like using Windex because it's not very abrasive, so I feel like I can trust it a little more. But before we clean it, let's get it taken apart. So you have a liner here. You have 3 stop pins here. I'll show you why there's 3 here in just a second. Okay. Just want to slowly, I guess you can pull the blade out. Just pull the blade out, put it aside. Let's slowly work this liner off. Oh, okay. The lock came with it. I'm going to leave the lock on here if I can help it. Okay, so let's get the bearings out. Come on, get it out. Thank you. Put the bearings over there. Oh, let's leave the stop pin in. Okay. Other bearing fell out for me. That was nice. That was nice of it. Okay, let's unscrew this thing now here. Actually, you know what? Let's take this T9 off for a second. Put the T6 back on. Then I'm just going to hold this little stop, or this little spacer here. Hold it that way. That way it stops, spinning. Okay. Okay. All right, now that that's off, put it here. Put this with the rest of them. I said put this with the rest of them. Get out. There we go. Just needs a little extra, love and affection sometimes. Okay. We're going to carefully take out these 2 pins, very carefully. Okay, make sure you're holding the spring here, because once you take this one out, it's going to fully extend. There's a good chance you'll lose it. So let's take this apart. Okay. And then take this top pin off. There you go. That is your Demko AD20.5 completely broken down, completely taken apart. Okay, now it's completely taken apart. There we go. Freaking screws. So you have your 2 scales. I don't know what to do with this. There we go. You have your 2 scales, your 2 liners, your spring, your 3 stop pins, and your 3 back spacers, 6 body screws, a show pivot, and your normal pivot, and 2 bearings. Super simple, super easy. Let's get this cleaned up really fast. Let's try and clean up as much of this as we can. You can see that I've tried lubing it a little bit already, but like I said, what I think happened is I had the bearings flipped the wrong way. So let's wipe the liners down first. Just let's get a clean slate going with everything here. We're going to wipe them down first because I did put oil on these, so I want to get all that excess oil off of there and all the oil off of it, period. You can see that my liners in there are kind of gross too, so let's get these wiped down. I've been meaning to do this for a minute anyway, so it's kind of good that you guys are here with me. That way I can hopefully maybe help someone else take apart their Demko. Probably one of the easier knives I've taken apart. Granted, I took apart my Shark Cub a few times. And that was a learning experience, to say the least. So I've done a breakdown video, I believe, before on the other Demko, but I figured I'd also show you like just what I do when I don't like the action on a knife. So, okay. Shark lock is pretty well clean there. Here's something cool. So this the Shark lock is patented. See, there's the patent number. I think that's really cool. I'm sure that's something simple, but to me, I think that's impressive that they put it that easily to recognize and see. Okay, yeah, I think that's exactly what's happening here. So see, it looks like the bearings flipped the wrong way. It's scratching up that G10 there. Oh, here's another cool thing about Demko is you see this dot here? That's a hardness checker to make sure that it's good to go. Okay, let's get the blade wiped off of all oil that may have been spilled onto it from the other parts of the blade. Okay, let's clean up everything now. So we're gonna use just like I said, a little bit of Windex. Let's spray it a little bit. Spray it a little bit. Spray the blade. I ain't worried about the liners. Spray the lock though. Okay. Get everything wiped off here. Check this. All right, I'm gonna do this off camera. I'll come back when I'm done. All right, I'm back. I got everything dried up and cleaned. I didn't really worry about the not the liners. Didn't really worry about the scales themselves. But now, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna put these liners back in, the liners back into the scales. Just get everything kind of reorganized again. Hang on, something looks wrong. Something looks wrong. Yeah, okay, hang on. I'm figuring it out. See, we're learning together as we go along in this process. So this one's supposed to go over here. See, the holes are for the bearings. And it goes just like that. There we go. I'll say something looked wrong. Let's see. What next? Actually, let's start with the oil now. So the Shark lock's going to sit here, and it's going to slide up and down. So you can see the scratches on the side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop just a dab of oil there and a dab of oil there. And then we're just going to lightly rub it. That way, any friction is eliminated using the oil. There we go. Much better. Okay. You don't want it to be too oily or slick. You don't want it spilling out of the knife. Just one drop to make sure that it's all good to go. Okay, next, we are going to put this back in here. Okay, so we're going to take a stop pin, put it in there. Oh, you know what? There's two different stop pins. Okay, so put this one in here. So the ones that go in the Shark lock itself are these skinnier ones. See? The one that goes up top here is this thicker one. So this one's going to go right here. Okay, so we're going to have it completely open. And then let's put this back together like this. You can see it can kind of slide around on its own. If you want, you can kind of start working in that oil a little bit. Now the spring. Now this is the hard part. So you're just going to want to slowly guide this in, and there you go. Shark locks put together. Super easy, super simple process. Now the trick is which way do the bearings go? I'm pretty sure they go in like this. Hang on, let me make sure. Yeah. Pretty sure they're going to go in like this. Okay? So we're going to put them in like that. Now, here's one thing that's really important to note. So you see here, I don't know why I put this in. Now I'm showing you. So you see that there's a flat top there. So you notice that the pivot itself is also flat. So we're gonna slide that through there. Now, before we put the blade on, we're gonna do the same thing with the shark lock that we did, or we're gonna do the same thing we did with the shark lock. So drop there. Swirl it around, spin it around, make sure it's all lubed up. We don't want any friction caused with the deployment of this blade. It's going to slow it down. That's going to ruin this stuff, the DLC. There we go. The coating. It's going to ruin the coating. And we don't want that. So just be careful putting the blade in. Hold the shark lock down if you need to. Don't put your fingers on the blade if you can help it. One sec. Okay, you can see now how it's kind of locked in place. Now we're going to take our body pins back here, or not body pins, but like our spacer screws. We'll just put them back in there. Okay. Now let's do the smart thing. Let's take this bearing. Let's flip it going that way. And now we're just going to flip this right on over. Make sure it's centered on everything. Okay, that's put there, that's put there. Take your pivot to hold everything together. Okay, we'll worry about the body screws here in a second. So I'm just going to get it hand started. Okay. Take your T9 for the pivot. Just tighten her up. Tighten it up, tighten it up. Now you can adjust the tightness to whatever you want for your action. I'm going to have it super tight and then just adjust from there. Okay. That's all you need for the T9. So now we're going to take our T6s. Let's get our body screws put back together. Okay. If you want, you can put some more Loctite on them. Make sure they don't go anywhere. I personally don't. I have no reason why I don't. I just don't have any Loctite with me in the first place. So okay, that one's just going to free spin. That's fine. No biggie. But at least as long as we can get them in here and get everything holding together, that's my goal. My goal is just to have everything held together so when I pick it up, it doesn't all fall apart. I'm just going to put everything back together here. There are different longer screws for mine just because of the belt clip. No biggie. I'm just going to put whatever fits where, to be honest. I don't use a pocket clip for my knives. A lot of people know that. Okay, is this one just free spinning in there? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, you know what? See, there's my issue. These aren't fully sandwiched. There we go. Okay. So make sure you're sitting flush. Make sure they are sitting flush. See, now it's going in, no problem. Okay. Now, I like having the body screws tight. I don't like not feeling secure with my knife. So, okay. Now we're going to take this one. Let's try and see if we can get this one to stop spinning. Okay, I'm going to put it back there. There we go. See, now it's not spinning. Hold my finger there so it holds the one side. Now that one side has this side completely locked in, so now I can screw in this side. Perfect. Now all we're missing is the two back screws here. Okay. Now we're just going to do these two bottom ones. And after that, we should be home free, hopefully. Hopefully home free. That's what I'm shooting for. Wow! Oh, you know what? This one's too long. Let's swap this one over here. So it does kind of matter where the screws go. Just put them in, screw them in. If they seem too long, then just swap them into another spot and they should sit more flush. And like I said, the problem is with the pocket screw, or with the pocket clip, they make longer screws. so that it compensates for that little bit of extra metal. I don't know if you can buy different screws. I haven't tried yet personally, but it's something that I would look into if you chose to. So as of right now, it's going to be super stiff. Why is it doing that? There we go. Oh, you know what? There we go. But the pivot is a little tight, so let's loosen the pivot a little bit. I thought I put the shark locker wrong. No, we're good. Okay, let's loosen the pivot just a tiny bit. Okay. Okay. Hang on. Is there any blade play? A little bit. It's just, so at this point you can kind of just play with the pivot, figure out where you want it to be. But mine feels, oh yeah, there we go. Not quite as good as my clip point, but close enough. Work the oil in, your action's going to get a lot better. So now let's actually break this down. Let's get into size, stuff like that. Let me clean up this blade. So the problem with the Windex is, you see how cloudy that is? Let me show you how I fix that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take a Q-tip, and I'm going to use this mineral oil from Walmart, odorless, tasteless, and just dip that in. I dipped that way too much. That's okay though. We're just going to run it along the DLC here, because it is DLC coated. I don't know why mineral oil restores the look of it, but it does. I mean, here's the thing. With DLC, when it's dirty, the only reason why it looks dirty, it's not ruined, so don't freak out if your DLC gets cloudy like this one. The problem with DLC is it feels smooth, but if you actually look at it with a microscope, it is very rough. So the dust and dirt and grime and grossness really get into the cracks and the crevices and like the mounds of the DLC. So looks can be deceiving with it. You see how it looks so much better now. Let's wipe off all the excess, obviously. I don't think anyone wants excess mineral oil on their knives. Let's just wipe this off with our rag. Oh yeah. And look, good as new. I don't know why it works, but it does, so I'm going to keep doing it. Maybe someone could explain to me why it works. I would be very interested to hear as to why. All right, let's take a look. Let's get a little bit more knowledge of this knife. So I got a little ruler here. So the overall length on this looks about to be 7.5 inches. Honestly, in my opinion, perfect size. How long is like just the handle? Looks about what, 4 1/4, 4 3/16 maybe. That's honestly a really good size for me. I don't know why, but it feels good for me. I like this little hook here on the bottom. It makes me feel like my hand's really locked in place. And then the jimping, at least on the slicer, and on the clip point, it's super aggressive and super grippy. The blade itself is, what's that, 3 1/16, and then the cutting edge is like right there on 3 inches for the slicer here. Let's take a look. Let's see how thick this blade stock thickness is. I can't remember. It is at 0.1245. Hang on, am I at the thickest part of the blade? 0.123. Not too bad. Not too bad. The thing I like about the Demko is that it's really a perfect little slicer. It's not meant for hard work. I mean, you can abuse this. You can abuse the knife for sure. But it's not meant to do very hard working things like maybe a Hinderer or a CRK would be. This is something simply to carry around for your daily slicing tasks. And I think that out of all the knives that those are meant for, the Demko does it absolutely the best. Especially with the slicer grind like this one, and the clip point even. They both do absolutely amazing at slicing. With the clip point, I had to cut a garden hose, glided through it like butter. Like butter. Cutting open boxes, packages, tape. I mean, these do absolutely amazing. That's the nice thing about knives, is that you can kind of really do whatever you need to with them. And the Demko, in my opinion, does just everything so well, so much more well than it should, to be honest. But the 20 CV steel, I love how corrosion resistant it is. My car knife personally is the little brother to this one, the Shark Cup Stealth. And I like, for one, it's legal in practically all 50 states, maybe 49. There might be one state that has a random law against specifically the Shark lock. What I mean by that is because you can deploy the knife with the lock itself, and some people don't like that for whatever reason. So make sure to check your local laws, but I'm pretty sure that this knife is illegal in pretty much every single state. So not this one, but the Shark Cup, sorry. Let me specify, the Shark Cup is legal in pretty much all 50 states. But I love having that as a car knife. I had another knife that was, I believe, I can't remember if it was D2. It was a Boker Kalashnikov, left-handed, stonewashed, and it's starting to get surface rust. Well, 20CV is absolutely amazing corrosion resistance. All I did to that to make sure that it didn't rust on the edge, because it's also DLC coded, is I rubbed a little bit of that mineral oil over there that I used for this. Using mineral oil on something that's DLC coated, good luck getting it to rust, because that mineral oil is going to catch all the debris, dirt, moisture, and it's going to keep it protected from the blade. So, but that is my complete breakdown of the Demko AD20.5. I absolutely love these carries. I mean, I own 2 of them. I own 3 Demkos for a reason. I love all of them, and I think I'm going to get more, to be honest. I'm probably going to get more. I really want the AD20 next, but we'll see what happens. We'll see where life takes me. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. Hopefully this was a pretty good, easy breakdown of the Demko AD20.5 and how to put the shark lock back together and everything like that. So I wanted to make sure that I just made a video for everybody to understand more if you didn't quite know where to go. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Show some support. Show some love over there. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. Share me around, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, guys.